Joost's new single is full of Easter eggs and hidden meanings, but what's up with all those onions? Who is Onion Corp and what is the meaning behind the lyrics? That's why today I'm putting on my detective suit to answer all your questions. At the beginning of the clip we see the hot air balloon, of course, which depicts an interesting face. It looks very much like Baikinman, a villain from the Japanese anime Anpanman. If you translate his name literally, it means German, and he's usually the one who Anpanman has to stop. But there are a few differences between the balloon and Baikinman himself. The white stripes on its head and these thingies sticking out represent Joost's hair, and both he and the hot air balloon wear glasses. The character represents how many people saw Joost after the incidents at Eurovision. A villain. He flew high in the sky like a hot air balloon with a smile on his face. His dreams came true, but then bad things started to happen. Appie the bird gets shot down, after which Joost and Stuntje look at each other. This probably refers to the realization that something has gone very wrong. Then the balloon gets sprayed at with tons of bullets. Joost tries to dodge them, but ultimately fails. During his fall, he says, "I get so tired of people, way too many stimuli." He probably experienced these stimuli when he was bothered at a song festival. In the clip he ends up in a city full of ruined buildings on fire. Perhaps a representation of Malmö, or more likely, the Eurovision Song Contest after the incident. Then he says, "One wants this, the other wants that. You know what, I want to disappear." Whoa, wait, you guys are probably left with a lot of questions. Like, what is this game supposed to represent? What is 1999? The low poly 3D graphics team resembles many old games from the PlayStation 2 era, and specifically GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas. This may also be the reason behind the year 1999, which sometimes appears in brackets after the title of the song. Although that year they were only at GTA 2, which still had a top-down view. GTA references were in Joost's music from the beginning, and the low poly style was also in his performance. He is then taken by two men in suits and carried around the city where we see flashy signs with Japanese text. The men in suits are probably the Yakuza, a criminal group from Japan that also appears in GTA 3. But these also represent another group that Joost had to deal with in his life. I'll come back to that in a moment. Then his friend Stuntje gets a phone call and grabs his motorcycle on the way to rescue Joost. We also hear in the background, indicating that Stuntje supports him. Then we see Joost in prison, looking through the window at how his suit is getting burned. In the background we can also vaguely see a black cat, expressing how much bad luck Joost has had. Or maybe not, because in some cultures, such as Japan, the black cat is actually associated with luck. We also see some text on the wall, 1983, which is the birth year of his brother, "Don't eat the onion," which Joost made clear in an interview that went viral on TikTok.
When I was a kid, I used to fake that I had a cold. So my parents would give me an onion next to my bed, like cut up onion, and I would eat the onion.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And they would wake up like, "Joost, don't eat the onion."
And days in prison 1. It's possible that he actually had to go to prison for a bit after the incident at Eurovision, but it could also be meant symbolically. Joost was stuck for a while, which Stuntje rescued him from. Once inside, we see an onion on the table and Joost in his dark suit that he also wore in the Europapa clip. Out the window, he sees the Onion Corp building, which he and Stuntje go to shoot up completely. Onion Corp is clearly supposed to represent the EBU, which Joost is very angry with. Next, the fourth wall is broken, and we see the 3D modeling software carrying Joost to the roof, after which Appie comes back to help Joost. He's then given a hot air balloon by Onion Corp shaped like an onion, possibly representing the plane Joost took back to the Netherlands. In the background we hear a man say, and maybe he can finally let go of the trauma that has fueled his art since the beginning. With Europapa, he already wanted to get over his past. Burning the picture represented accepting the past. And with the final performance he would achieve this, but the EBU would not allow it. With this new song, Joost wants to finish this task and move on to a new beginning. I'm looking forward to what art he makes next, because I'll certainly be there for it.